The entire world has descended on America for the World Cup, and they are absolutely loving it. America has become the world's greatest celebration. People from every nation, land, and tongue are gathering all across the country to enjoy soccer, fellowship, and the most amazing country on the planet. If you ever doubted America's place on the world stage, you are about to doubt no more. The World Cup has come to America, and America did not disappoint. Hey gang, it's me, Dr. Steve, your patron professor, enjoying yet another glorious day in the golden age that you made possible back in November of 2024. So if you want a front row seat on how you continue to change the world in ways you never even imagined, make sure to smack that bell and subscribe button. What an amazing week. First, we had the patriotism and pageantry of the UFC 250 on the White House lawn. Now we've got the World Cup taking place in cities all across America. And as such, millions of visitors from all over the world, Europeans, Asians, South Americans, Scots, Germans, Norwegians, Japanese, they're all flooding into the United States for the greatest sporting event on earth. And what they're finding here is absolutely blowing their minds. You know, many of them came expecting the America that CNN and the BBC told them about. They're finding something else entirely. And what they're saying about it is going completely viral. And it's absolutely beautiful.
Whoa. I know you're from where you're from.
We're foreign. What are we doing? What we're doing?
Stop with the knives.
No, you don't need a knife?
No, you pull it apart with your hand. And listen, hold up. And you take your fingers and you lift that up and you eat it.
Okay.
Not with a fork.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay. Sorry.
Enjoy holding your food and eating it like that.
I love eating with hands. Okay.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
I'm sorry I let it get that far.
No. Our mistake. Our mistake completely.
We're not used to meat being soft enough to just rip it apart without a knife.
Okay.
I mean, that's not normal. Mate, cheers.
Cheers.
It's the best ribs in America. Oh my gosh.
Who could ever try Texas barbecue and not have that reaction, right? I've eaten all over the world, and there is simply nothing, literally nothing, as wonderfully succulent as good old Texas barbecue. And it's not just the food that the world is discovering, even more wonderfully, it's the people.
One thing I'm loving about the World Cup is seeing everyday American people finally get their moment in the spotlight. Seeing the way you've welcomed the Scots in Boston, the Algerian folks in Kansas, the Dutch in Texas, it's just been beautiful. Seeing all this all over my For You page and in the international press has been just honestly such a breath of fresh air. Because for once, just once, the lead story isn't intentionally divisive politics or celebrities or some manufactured rage bait on the internet. It's just everyday American people being themselves, kind, welcoming, and a little confused at our food choices. These are the real people, like the people who are actually the fabric of the country. Take the random folks I met in Tennessee. I was standing outside an Arby's thinking, what is this place? And they were like, dude, if it's a nice dinner you want, maybe don't go here. Then they pointed me to a local barbecue place and I ended up having one of the best meals of my life. That is the US I know. And I think that's what the World Cup is showing a lot of Europeans. The headlines will show you a country, but Americans will show you America.
But nothing, absolutely nothing, compares to the glorious demonstrations of American patriotism.
Europeans are now seeing this in the US, the patriotism. They're even flying the eagles around the stadiums, and honestly, I don't think the Europeans can actually comprehend.
Yeah, they can't even comprehend what they're witnessing.
What's going on? This doesn't happen in European countries. This doesn't happen in the UK. How cool is that? Even just an eagle flying around a stadium.
The showmanship that Americans put on is out of this.
And so naturally, everyone visiting is celebrating right along with every one of us. I mean, listen to the glory of Scots singing their national anthem. But that's nothing compared to when Scots take over Fenway Park. But my all-time favorite's got to be the Norwegian Viking ship row. I mean, this takes the cake. The joy, the celebratory camaraderie, it's absolutely infectious all across the country in more ways than one. We're actually getting reports of record donations by World Cup visitors to local charities as just a way to say thank you to the community for welcoming them. And what they're learning, everything that these particularly European visitors are experiencing, everything that's blowing their minds is the product of American economic freedom. The European mind cannot comprehend this because the European economic model isn't built to produce it. So when you tax and regulate the life out of an economy, you don't get this sense of freedom and opportunity and spontaneity. And here's the statistic that tells the whole story. The average person living in America's poorest state has a higher income and greater purchasing power than the average citizen of the European Union. I'm going to let that sink in. The poorest American state beats the average European. If the UK became the 51st state, it would be 51st in GDP. That is American greatness on display. And the world is seeing it right now in real time. But something even greater is on display here. Something that goes beyond economic opportunity and freedom. And it's something that's bringing the world together like never before. There's a window open right now, this moment in history, that's actually never existed before. And it's not going to stay open forever. And the patriots who are already on the other side of this are not waiting for permission from the system to provide for their families. Because of AI, it has never been easier or faster to create additional income than it is right now. What used to take months, a team, a budget, years of experience, it now literally takes hours. The playing field just got leveled. And regular families, not Silicon Valley, not Wall Street, regular families are the ones who can actually win right now if they move. Now, a friend of our show and co-author of one of my books, Joseph Aaron, saw this window and he made a commitment. Every single member of his family would have their own income stream where AI does the vast majority of the work. So his 18-year-old son, his 16-year-old son, his 21-year-old daughter, even his wife, real businesses, real income built with AI. And now Joseph and his kids are opening this up. They're hosting a completely free 5-day live experience on Zoom where they're going to sit down with you and help you build out your own business with AI. Our team attended and people were building entire income streams at the press of a button. It was astonishing. Folks who had never touched AI in their life. It was one of the most remarkable things I've witnessed. And if you're worried about the tech, don't be. If you could speak English, you can direct AI. That is literally all it takes. If you or someone in your family could use additional income or needs to replace income, this window is open right now, but it's not going to stay open forever. Click the link below and join Joseph and his family at their free upcoming event. They'll help you build an income stream where AI does the work for you. Don't let your family be the ones who found out too late. Click on that link below right now. As we've seen, the World Cup is actually one of the grandest spectacles of nationalism that the world has ever seen. There have been a number of scholars who've observed that soccer, or football as the rest of the world calls it, is uniquely effective at cultivating national identity. Fans dress in their national colors, they wave their flags, they sing their songs in their native language, they shout slogans that echo the culture and traditions of their home countries. In fact, Argentina says of its squad, "We are not just a team, we are a country." And every fan that walks into one of these World Cup stadiums from Boston to Houston is bringing their whole nation with them. And as the host nation, America now occupies the most powerful position of all in this global pageant. Scholars have noted that through massive infrastructure and upgraded facilities and a grand national showcase, the host country has the opportunity to paint a picture to the world of tremendous growth, exciting opportunities, and a sense of deeply held nationalism. And this is precisely what's happening right now. The world is watching America. And what they're seeing is not the broken, divided, declining nation that the legacy media has been selling them for years. What they're seeing is abundance, generosity, freedom, joy, a nation that builds things that the rest of the world can only dream about, a nation where the world can gather and celebrate their cultures, customs, and traditions in fellowship and camaraderie with one another. And as such, I think we're being treated to a beautiful foretaste of the biblical vision of heaven, when all the tribes, tongues, and nations of the world are gathered together and united in love and worship, the very vision that inspired the founders of our nation. The World Cup has come to America, but even more so, America has come to the world, awakening our most glorious national expressions as we celebrate this game and this moment wonderfully together.